What's up, Michigan State fans? It's Jacob Katzink here back for another episode of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. It's now Friday, November 28th, 2025, one day away from the final game of the 2025 football season for the Michigan State Spartans. They're 3-8, trying to hope it's not going to be 3-9. Again, obviously the real important thing here is they don't have a Big Ten win yet. Trying to avoid becoming the first team in program history to lose every single one of their Big Ten games. There is one season since the school started participating in football in the Big Ten in 53. That was 1958. There was a tie there, so the winning percentage was not zero in that one. There has not been just all losses during a conference schedule for Michigan State in their history. So we're going to kind of talk about this last chance of Michigan State. And will they win? Will they not win? I have thoughts on it, and we'll get to it. We'll just get to it. So Maryland's not very good. Neither is Michigan State, but Maryland's not very good either. They, too, are on a lengthy losing streak entering this one. They started out their Big Ten schedule looking. They had a really soft non-conference schedule. We'll get that out of the way first. They beat Florida Atlantic in their, who was 4-7, in their season opener. Beat NIU, who's 3-8 in week 2. Beat FCS Towson in week 3. Then they went on the road and beat Wisconsin on the road, pretty good by 17 points. Still, that's not given that Wisconsin has beaten a couple of ranked teams now. We'll give that to them, even though they're having a rough season as well. Ever since then, though, it's not been great. It's really not been great for them. So a couple of close losses. Lost to Washington and Nebraska, both by one score at home. Lost on the road to UCLA. Got demolished by Indiana, like a lot of other teams. Lost by 15 to Rutgers, 18 to Illinois, and got handled by Michigan last weekend. Two teams that are not having seasons that are up to their standard. There's a sizable portion of Maryland fans that wanted Michael Locksley to be fired, but they announced that they're going to keep him next season. We'll see what Michigan State does with Jonathan Smith, but that's the kind of the trend that's happening right now. Teams are kind of choosing to retain their coaches rather than fire them just and eat the large buyouts. I don't know what. I'll have to look up what Locksley's contract details were, but again, the figure that you need to know for Michigan State is $32.5 million. So that's what it's going to take for them to fire Smith if they want to. But still, that's just the coaching situation. As for the players that are on the field and who are going to actually go out and win this game, I think Michigan State could very well win this game. Maybe they should win this game. It's basically going to be a home game. I doubt you're going to see a lot of Maryland fans traveling to Ford Field for this one. They haven't had a great season either. Will there be empty seats in Ford Field? Maybe. Will it be the liveliest crowd? Probably not. But still, there's the factor that Michigan State's a closer team here. There's going to be more Michigan State fans in the crowd as well. So there's going to be some element of, hey, there's some support. And I think Michigan State's probably going to be a bit more desperate. I haven't watched enough Maryland to really judge how hard they're playing, but Michigan State has played hard. They've continued to play hard this season. Iowa, Farron said it. And again, you kind of look at it and it's just, 0-8 in Big Ten play, you can't accept that. But there are those, if things like hypothetically, they could have beaten Nebraska, they should have beaten Minnesota, and they should have beaten Iowa. It's just, it's like kind of you got to lose big, and then you got to lose close, and then you got to win close, and then you got to win big. You're kind of in that torturous second portion right now. And there's been some lopsided losses too, don't get me wrong. Penn State lose by 18, but that was also a one-score game into the fourth quarter. Michigan was not that close. Indiana, you got demolished. UCLA, you got demolished. That's the really bad one, really. That's the worst one. But again, Nebraska, you had a lead in the third quarter. USC, you hung around longer than I thought they would, even though they were 3-0 at the time. My opinion of the team was much higher then than it was now. USC hasn't necessarily aged that well. They're 8-3. They were fighting they had a shot at getting into the playoff as of last week. Lost to Oregon on the road to kind of end those hopes. But still, really, I think this is a game. I kind of just get the feeling that Michigan State's going to win this game. Just looking at just the stats, neither team's really great on either side, but Michigan State has played some good defense lately. Maryland has not. Neither offense has played well lately. Michigan State hasn't scored more than 20 points since the Nebraska game. So you're looking at 6 straight games since that. Maryland hasn't been really any better. They have a true freshman quarterback, but still, they haven't scored more than 20 points in their last 5 games either. So, yeah, again, these are teams. They're 3-8 and 4-7 for a reason. I'm not going to be singing anyone's praises really in this one, but I think just kind of the fact that this is a game for Michigan State. It's a quasi home game. Technically, it's neutral site, but still, it's a quasi home game. I think more desperate than Maryland right now because Maryland has that conference. We're never going to kind of have that immortal futility. It's not going to go down as a great season, but it's not going to go down as a great season either way. Whether they win this game or not, they're not going to a bowl game either, unless there's some APR thing I don't know about Maryland football if they were to win and get 5-7. But still, just I think this team wants nothing less than to finish 0-9 in Big Ten play. You can certainly changes need to happen this offseason. We'll get to them when they come. Believe me, we'll be covering. No, portal will be extensive. I'm certain you'll probably be looking. Even if Smith stays, you're probably looking at a total, probably combined between additions and people leaving. You're probably looking at numbers well above 50, probably. It's gonna be a lot of players coming in and out this coming off season. But still, I think this is a game where Michigan State kind of finally puts it together. Again, Milivojevic. I just don't really know how to say that. Milivojevic is playing really well. It's just, I mean, they just kind of need a couple of more of those plays. And Maryland, I think this is a team. Maryland isn't as good as some of these teams that Michigan State has been close to but hasn't gotten over the hump. I would take Iowa over Maryland. I would take Minnesota over Maryland. Maybe not. Minnesota's won more games though. But Minnesota's not very good. They did not impress me at all when Michigan State played them. It's just like Minnesota, Iowa. I'd certainly take over. I would take Nebraska over Maryland, but we'll see. I mean, to some level, I don't never want to say there's gonna be some quit on either side, but it's the end of the season has gone their way. I think you'll see, but I still think you're gonna see Michigan State fight. I don't know if you'll see that same level from Maryland. We'll see though. Again, I haven't watched too much Maryland. I think most of my focus really a lot with other people is like, hey, the basketball team's doing really well. They just got a Thanksgiving. They just beat they just beat North Carolina handily. They've got 3 ranked wins on the season. The football team has 3 wins in total. So I think I'm kind of been putting a lot of my focus on basketball personally in terms of what I've been looking at. Excuse me, but just nevertheless though. The last one of the football season, I think this team's going to go out there and try to end on a good note. Maybe it's just a very short note. Maybe they'll win, and then you see Jay Batt and the athletic department cut the cord on Jonathan Smith on Sunday. We don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. No one knows what's going to happen on Sunday. I'm sure there's going to be some discussions in some secret room in Ford Field though, about what they're going to do. I don't think the score of this one's going to matter too much to that decision. But I still think Jonathan Smith has these guys close enough that they're going to be able to band together and go get a win on Saturday in Ford Field. So as far as the final score goes, I just think you're going to see I think you're finally going to see something to be a little bit proud of in this game. I could very well be wrong. This might be my boldest one. I've really given out there. I don't think I've picked Michigan State since the UCLA game to go and win a game, but I'm taking Michigan State in this game. I've already kind of said that a few times. But final score-wise, I'm saying 31-21. I think you'll see a good game from Milivojevic. I think you'll see a good game from Todd Tolliver, as well as his final game of his college career. I think you see the defense play well. Pass rush might not be so great because Washington's mobile, hasn't been sacked hardly at all this season, but he's not very efficient towards the bottom of the Big Ten in terms of yards per pass. Touchdown-interception ratio for him isn't bad, but not a lot of touchdowns, not too many interceptions either. But still, I think you're going to see a good game from the offense. Finally, we'll see. It might be dependent on how the offensive line plays, but I think you'll be able to see some. I think you'll see maybe Nick Marsh come out of his shell a little bit. He's been quiet. I'm sure they'll try to get him the ball a good bit. I think you're going to see Michigan State win. 4-8 season maybe, not up to anyone's standards. We'll go into the offseason. We'll see what happens. Until then, though, thank you, though, for watching, though, whether you are on Apple Music, Spotify, if you're on YouTube right now. Thank you, though, for listening. Continue to get all of our written content here as well, whether it's at SpartanNation.com or Michigan State Spartans on SI. We'll have a lot of written content about football, basketball, everything Michigan State sports. It'll be right there for you. Until next time, though, I'm Jacob Katsunika. I'll see you guys around.